Hello everyone, this is Ashish and welcome again to Infinity Learn JEE YouTube channel. Now as you all know, right, we are discussing the PYQs of different topics of mathematics. So today in this particular section, I have picked a topic which is trigonometric equation. Now the story of this topic is very interesting because if you ask the majority of the students, right, who are preparing for JEE would find this topic a little bit uncomfortable, right, or they're uneasy when a question comes from trigonometric equation. The main reason that I have observed is that we try to make it more of a formula driven chapter. We try to remember, memorize all the formulas. Sin A is equal to sin B, then what is the relation between A and B, cos A is equal to cos B, tan A is equal to tan B, and so on, right? So that is the very basic problem with this particular concept, because the moment you call it a formula driven chapter, right, your subconscious mind automatically believes that I have to use the formula. So it is less of a thought process or a logic driven, whereas this chapter is completely logic driven. I will prove this in this particular session, right? So in this particular session, I have picked all the PYQs of 2021. I would be solving each and every PYQ of trigonometric equation without using all those formulas, all those concepts. I would be using the basic trigonometry ratios and their understanding that in a graph or in a plane where the angle varies from 0 to 2 pi, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, or the fourth quadrant, how the trigonometric ratios plays around with their signs in the respective quadrant. For example, sign is positive in first and second and negative in third and fourth. Where the first concept. Second concept that I would be using is that if you add a multiple of pi, let's say pi plus theta or pi minus theta for any trigonometric ratio, right, the value, the magnitude will always remain the same, only the sign will change, right? So we will use these two concepts to find out the answers for all the trigonometric equation PYQs. So without wasting any more time, let us dive into it. So first of all, right, as I always say, you have to like and subscribe if you are the first time on this particular channel, and if you have already liked and subscribed, then share it among your friends and family so that our family of Infinity Learn JEE YouTube channel will increase day by day and more people will get benefit from all these sessions that we are planning, that we are keeping over here. Moving further, right, once again we'll discuss about the masterclass. I have been saying about masterclass in each and every session over here. Masterclasses are happening on infinitylearn.com. that is the website. You can register over there and you can enjoy as many as masterclasses you want, right? Each masterclass there will be one educator training you, mentoring you on one sub concept or concept of the subject, that is maths, physics and chemistry, right? If you're an engineering aspirant, if you are looking for NEET aspirant, then biology is also available over there. So all these lectures are free, right? So you can have a one-to-one live interaction with the faculties over here. This is different from the YouTube session that you are watching right now. Apart from these free master classes, you have different test series, mock tests and PYQs available over there. So you can visit our website, that is www.infinitylearn.com, and you can register for plenty of master classes. There is no limit, right? If you visit our website, you will see the number of topics which are to be conducted today, tomorrow or the after tomorrow, right? So you can have a complete list of the topics, register for as many master classes as you want and enjoy all those sessions and uplift your learning. So now we'll start with the trigonometric equations, right? So as I said, I would be using only the basic concepts to find out the answer for each and every problem. So the very first example, it says I need to find out the number of solution of this particular equation, right? And S is the sum of all these solution. Then the ordered pair of N and S. N belongs to number of solution, S belongs to the sum of solution. So at the end, I have to just solve this equation. So now let us start. So अभी देखो equation में है क्या मेरे पास, एक बार यहाँ पे equation लिख लेता हूँ. 2 cos x into 4 sin pi by 4 plus x sin pi by 4 minus x minus 1, right? This is given equal to 1. This is your equation now. ना यहाँ पे जो मुझे सबसे पहले दिख रहा है वो क्या दिख रहा है, यहाँ पे 2 cos x है, राइट. अंदर मेरे पास sin a इंटू साइन बी है, तो मैं sin a इंटू साइन बी का फॉर्मूला लगा सकता हूँ, राइट. ट्रिग्नोमेट्री का फॉर्मूला लगा रहा हूँ मैं यहाँ पे, sin a इंटू साइन बी. सो 2 sin a sin b, this is equal to what? This is equal to cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b. This will be equal to 2 sin a sin b. So I can rewrite this as, this is 2 cos x, 4, I can take 2 out, so I'll have 2 sin a sin b. So this is a, this is b, so I can write this as cos of this minus this, so this minus this would be 2x minus cos of this plus this, that is equal to pi by 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So I have 2 cos x, this is 2 cos 2x, cos pi by 2 is 0 minus 1, right. So now I have 2 cos 2x minus 1. So 2 cos x, right. So 2 cos 2x minus 1, I can multiply them. So if I multiply, what do I get? 2 cos x into 2 cos 2x. So I'll get 4 cos x into cos 2x minus 2 cos x, take minus on this side, right. So I am trying to make a equation over here, right, so that at the end if a equation is being formed I can solve it, right. So for the equation or for any trigonometric equation, the very first agenda is all the trigonometry should be in one. For example, if there is sine and cos, we try to convert it only in sine or only in cos. The second objective that we always follow is angles. Angles should be the same. Now over here trigonometry is same, I could see cos, cos, cos everywhere, but angles are not same. I have x over here, I have 2x over here. So either you can split this 2x into x, right, or you can multiply, or you can use 2 cos a cos b over here. So I am going by the very basic strategy, remove this cos 2x and convert the angle into x. So this is 4 cos x, cos 2x would be 2 cos square x minus 1 minus 2 cos x minus 1 is equal to 0. So I get 8 cos cube x minus 4 cos x and minus 2 cos x, this would be minus 6 cos x minus 1 is equal to 0. So I can have let cos x is equal to t, right. So everything is in cos x, so I can put cos x is equal to t. So I'll have 8t cube minus 6t minus 1 is equal to 0, right. So I got a polynomial equation over here. Now this polynomial has t cube, right. So I can find out the value of t from here. Once I get the value of t, I can put cos x is equal to t and I can find the number of solution over there. Now see, cos x will always be minus 1 to 1. So the value of t has to be between minus 1 to 1. Let's say if this cubic gives me a solution t is equal to 2. Now t is equal to 2 will be a solution for this, but t is equal to 2, I will not get any x, right, because cos x, the range of cos x is minus 1 to 1, right. So I need to make sure that what are the values of t, because the values of t will also define the values of x possible, right. Yeah. So now we'll solve this. It's a cubic equation. Now how do we solve cubic equation, right? Let's say a cubic equation comes inside my examination hall. So there are two different approaches that comes to my mind. The first approach is I should try to find out one of the root by hit and trial, right, or trial and error, whatever you call it, right. I normally prefer hit and trial, right. So but the actual word is trial and error, right. So either you can find out the root of t, right, by trial and error. So if one root is being known, then you can divide this polynomial using the successive division. That is one approach. Second approach, you can draw the graph of this particular cubic, right. You can use the calculus where you find the dy by dx equal to 0, increasing, decreasing, the turning point, and from there I can calculate the root. But from there I can only calculate the number of roots, right, not their magnitude. And over here if you see, the magnitude is important because I need to find out the value of t, right. So over here let us try to find out the root of this particular cubic, right. So 8t cube minus 6t minus 1, I think let's try t is equal to plus minus, this is 8t cube minus 6t minus 1, right? So let's try some roots. So I know t cube, if I divide, this is t cube, this is 1, right? So 1 into 8. So I should have a factor of 1 by 8. That is 1 by 2, 1 by 4. What is 1 by 4? Let's try 1 by 4, right? Because I know 1 will not work, right? 1 or 2 will not work. These two are even, right? So t is 1 by 4. So this is 1 by 8 into 64 minus 6 by 4 minus 1. So this is minus 10 by 4. So 1 by 8 minus 10 by 4. No, this cubic is not giving me a good root. Have I done something wrong somewhere? Let us quickly check once. This is 2, so this is 2 sine A sine B. I have cos of A minus B minus cos of A plus B. This is pi by 2, so this is gone. This is minus 1 was outside. So this is 2 cos 2x minus 1. Bahar I have 2 cos x. So 2 cos x, this is 4 cos x into cos 2x minus 2 cos x minus 1. We are absolutely correct till this stage. Right, just give me a sec guys. 4 cos x into 2 cos square x minus 1 minus 2 cos x minus 1 is equal to 0. This becomes 8 cos cube x minus 4 cos x minus 2 cos x is minus 6 cos x minus 1 is equal to 0. Yeah, we are absolutely correct till this stage. So 8t cube minus 6t minus 1 is equal to 0. Now we have to find out the number of the solution for this particular cubic. 8t cube minus 6t minus 1. Let us differentiate this, right? Let us try to find out the nature of this equation. So this is 24t square minus 6, right? That is y dash. So y dash is t square minus 1. Right, so you do have the minus 1 and 1. This is positive, negative, positive. Right, so my dy by dx is changing its nature at 1 and minus 1. Right, so at 1 and minus 1. What is the value at 1? At 1 it would be 8 minus 7, that is 1 comma 1. And at minus 1 this would be minus 8 minus 9 plus 6 minus 3. Right, and x tending to infinity, t infinity, this is infinity. I think something is wrong. We'll come back to this particular question, right? Let us not waste our time. Let us move on to the question number 2. Now the question number 2 is number of solution of the equation 32 raised to the power 10 square x plus 32 sec square x is equal to 81, right? So I have to find out the number of solution of this particular equation. Now if you observe, there is a 10 square x, there is a sec square x. Remember the basic rule, right? I have to change the trigonometry to one trigonometry. So I can convert sec square x into 10 square x. So from here I can write 32 10 square x plus 32 sec square x. I can replace this by 1 plus 10 square x. This is equal to 81, right? So from here I can write 32 10 square x plus 32 raised to power 1 into 32 10 square x is equal to 81, right? So now I can take 32 10 square x common. So I am left with 1 plus 32, which is 33. This is equal to 81. So 32 10 square x will be equal to 81 upon 33, right? So now I can take the log, right? So if I take the log, I'll get 10 square x is equal to log of 81 upon 33 to the base 32, right? So 32, this is positive, right? So now I have to find out what number of solution. X belongs to 0 to pi by 4, right? So from here I can say tan x will be equal to plus minus log of this value. Right. So now I have to count the number of solution, right? Number of solution between 0 to pi by 4. So if x goes from 0 to pi by 4, tan x is 0 over here and pi by 4 it is 1. Right. So if the value of tan x is between 0 and 1, then only I will have a solution. If the value of tan x is larger than 1, then I will not have a solution between these two angles 0 and pi by 4. Whereas in the question, if you observe, my x goes from 0 to pi by 4. Now let us check this value, tan x, right? Now tan x is negative. If tan x is negative, I will not get a solution between 0 to pi by 4. So this minus is out. So I am left with only tan x is equal to log of 81 by 33 to the base 32. Right. Now I have to check whether this value of log is larger than 1 or less than 1 or a fraction. Now see, base is 32. 81 by 33 would be somewhere 2 point something, right? Let us take 2 point something or 3. So let's say if this is 2 point something, this is 32. Now log of 2 point something to the base 32 will be equivalent to power of 32, which will be equal to 2 point something. Now power of 32, right, which will give you 2 point something, will be a fraction, because try to understand, 32 raised to power 0 is 1, right? 32 raised to power 1 would be 32, right? So if I take a value between 0 and 1, I'll write over here 32 raised to power 0, this is 1, 32 raised to power 1, this is 32. So if I take any value between 1 and 32, then it will be given by 32 raised to power some fraction. This is, right, between 1 and 32, 81 by 33. So I know its value will be somewhere between 0, 1 only. Hence I know tan x is a fraction over here. If tan x is a fraction over here, between 0 to pi by 4, I'll get one solution. Hence I know the answer is option number B. There is one solution. So now we can move on to the next example. The next example says, as be the sum of all four solution, all the solution in the equation sin raised to power 4 theta plus cos raised to power 4 theta minus sin theta cos theta is equal to 0. And theta is varying from 0 to 4 pi. So in 0 to 4 pi, I have to count the number of solution of theta. So first of all, let us simplify this equation. Now I could see sin square theta whole square plus cos square theta whole square. So I can use a square plus b square over here. What is a square plus b square? A square plus b square is nothing but a plus b whole square minus ka 2ab. Right? So I can write this equation as sin square theta. A is sin square theta, right? Sin square theta plus cos square theta whole square minus 2 sin square theta cos square theta. This is the expression for the first two terms. The third term I am writing is as it is sin theta cos theta, and this is equal to 0. Right? So now over here sin square theta plus cos square theta becomes 1. So 1 minus 2 sin square theta cos square theta minus sin theta cos theta is equal to 0. Now you can see I have sin theta cos theta over here, I have sin theta cos theta whole square over here. So we can put sin theta into cos theta is equal to some t. So now I will have 1 minus 2 t square minus t is equal to 0, right? So from here we can calculate the value of t, multiply with minus, so you will get a quadratic. We can find out the roots of this quadratic. T will be given by minus 1 plus minus under root 1 plus 8 upon 2 into 2, right? B square minus 4a into c. This would be 3. So I'll have minus 1 plus minus 3 by 4. So from here we'll get t is equal to minus 1 or plus 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 by 4, that is half. So now we got t is equal to minus 1 or t is equal to half. So what is t? T is sin theta cos theta. So sin theta cos theta is equal to -1 or sin theta cos theta is equal to half, right? So you can multiply with 2. If you multiply with 2, it becomes 2 sin theta cos theta, that is sin 2 theta. And if you multiply with 2, this becomes sin 2 theta is equal to 1. Now sin 2 theta is equal to -2. This will give me no solution because sine of any angle can never be -2. So I have sin 2 theta is equal to 1. So sin 2 theta is equal to 1. Where is the theta goes? Theta is going from 0 to 4 pi, both inclusive. So multiply with 2 theta. So this angle over here, this angle is going from 0 to 8 pi. 0 to 8 pi means 4 complete revolution. 4 chakkar kaatega, right? Now sin theta is equal to 1. So if I look at the one circle, sin theta is equal to 1 is at one point, that is pi by 2. So if I make 0 to 8 pi or 4 circles, I will have 4 solutions. 4 solutions over here. So what do I have to find? I have to find the sum of these solutions. So we have to find out the values. It would be pi by 2, right, the first angle. Second would be after one revolution. So 2 pi plus pi by 2. Then after one, 4 pi plus pi by 2. 6 pi plus pi by 2. 8 pi plus pi by 2 will go out, right, because 2 theta is going till 0 to 8 pi. These are the values of 2 theta, remember, right, because I am solving sine of 2 theta is equal to 1. 2 theta I am taking between 0 to 8 pi. So over here I am getting these angles as 2 theta. Remember, your solution is theta, so you have to divide them by 2. So it becomes pi by 4, pi plus pi by 4, 2 pi plus pi by 4 and 3 pi plus pi by 4, right? So these are the 4 values of theta. I have to find out the sum. Sum is known as the S, right? So let us find out the sum. What is the sum? So if I add 2 pi, 3 pi and pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, right? This is 6 pi. Pi by 4 plus pi by 4 is pi by 2. Pi by 4 plus pi by 4 is pi by 2. So this is one more pi. So 3, 5, 6, 7. So this becomes 7 pi, right? 3 to 5, 6 and sorry, pi by 4, 7 pi. So S is 7 pi. So my answer is 8S by pi. So what is 8S by pi? This is 8 7s are 56. So my answer is 56 over here. Right guys? So now you can see how do we solve trigonometric equation. Nowhere I have used sin A is equal to sin B or cos A is equal to cos B in any of the problem. Right? So we have solved so far 3 problems except the first one, right? So we'll come back to that first one. Second and third we have solved completely till the answer. So now we move ahead. Next question is number of solution of sin raised to power 7x plus cos raised to power 7x is equal to 1. I personally like such kind of problems, right? Because they are more on a logical side than on a algebraic side. Sin raised to power 7x plus cos raised to power 7x is equal to 1. X belongs to 0 to 4 pi, right? So your angle is going from 0 to 4 pi, which means 2 complete circles, right? I have to solve this equation. Now, one basic fact that we know is if I take any number, let's say if I take 2 and if I square it, I get 4. If I cube it, I get 8, right? So when you take square, cube, power 4, power 6, the value increases. Now the value increases only for x when x is larger than 1. और basically I can say कि अगर number x से 1 से बड़ा है तो ही square करने पे value बढ़ेगी. Fraction लेके देखते हैं. Let's say x is half. If I square it, the value decreases, right? It becomes 1 by 4. If I cube, it becomes 1 by 8. It is decreasing further. So in fractions, right, when you take a square or a cube or a power 4, your value will keep on decreasing. Now see over here, sin x, sin raised to power 7 plus cos raised to power 7x. If they are negative, right, then power is odd. So negative value plus negative value can never be equal to 1, right? Let's say one of them is negative and one of them is positive. So if this is negative, it will be some negative fraction to the power 7. This is positive fraction to the power 7, right? So some fraction minus some fraction can never be equal to 1, right? Then that is also not possible. So only possibility is that both of them are positive. So if both of them are positive, that is the first quadrant first of all. Second, if both of them are positive, they are fractions. Now the power 7 of a fraction would be a fraction. Adding two fraction and getting a 1, right? Will it hold true? Let us think. It might can, right? So now I have one more identity. The sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1, right? So I know sin square x plus cos square x will always be equal to 1. So if I increase this power from 2 to 7, remember it's a fraction. So the value will decrease. Its value will also decrease, right? So over here their magnitudes are decreased. So if their magnitudes are decreased, their sum can never be equal to 1. Their sum will be less than 1. So I know this equation will not hold true when sin x or cos x are fractions. So I am left with only one option. What is that one option? भाई ये 1 बन जाए, ये 0 बन जाए, या फिर ये 0 बन जाए, ये 1 बन जाए. इसके अलावा मेरे पास और कोई चारा ही नहीं है, राइट? बिकॉज फ्रैक्शन में तो होगा नहीं. बिकॉज फ्रैक्शन में होता है तो साइन स्क्वायर में आता है 1. आप पावर 7 लोगे तो वैल्यू विल डिक्रीज. सो नाउ आई कैन सॉल्व. सो दिस वुड बी 1. सो मेरे पास एक पॉसिबिलिटी क्या हो जाएगी? साइन एक्स इज इक्वल टू 1 एंड कॉस एक्स इज इक्वल टू 0. अनदर पॉसिबिलिटी इज sin x is equal to 0 and cos x is equal to 1. Now sin x is equal to 1, cos x is equal to 0. When does this happen? This happens at x is equal to pi by 2, right? That's it. X is going from 0 to 4 pi. 0 to 4 pi is 1 circle, 2 circle. So this is pi by 2. This is after 1 circle. So another value would be 2 pi plus pi by 2. Now let us see over here, sin x is equal to 0 and cos x is equal to 1. This happens at x is equal to 0, right? So x is equal to 0. I have to go from 0 to 4 pi. So I will have 2 pi and I will also have 4 pi, right? Because I have a 4 pi, close bracket at 4 pi. So I have 3 solution over here, 2 solution over here. Number of solutions is 5. So my answer is there are 5 solutions for this particular equation, right? Now see, over here I have to solve it logically. I cannot solve it by any formula. Sin raised to power 7x plus cos raised to power 7x is equal to 1. Let's say instead of 7, if you have an even power, let's say if it's 8 or 10 or something else, then I will have two more cases. Sin x minus 1 cos x 0 or sin x 0 cos x minus 1. Because if the power is even, then the even power of minus 1 will also give us 1, right? So in that case we'll have the 4 solution. Odd power will have only 2 solutions over here. So there is 2021, right? So now we move on to the next example. Number of solutions of the equation modulus of cot x is equal to cot x plus 1 upon sin x, right? So 1 upon sin x is basically cosec x, right? So if you want to write this as cosec x, it's okay. If you want to leave it at 1 by sin x, leave it 1 by sin x. So whenever I see modulus, right, I always try to remove modulus. That is always my first approach whenever I see modulus, right? Because I am not comfortable with modulus, right? And nor you are, because since our since our birth means in the mathematics world, we are playing around with algebra only. Modulus came into picture in 11th or 12th, right? So we are more comfortable with something that we are doing, right from the class 7th, 8th, 9th. So I always prefer the algebra as compared to the modulus. So now over here I'll remove this modulus. So I'll make two different cases. Case 1, cot x is positive, right? So if cot x is larger than or equal to 0, then I can say mod of cot x will be equal to cot x only. So cot x is equal to cot x plus 1 by sin x. This becomes my equation, right? If this holds true. So from here I get 1 by sin x is equal to 0. Can I think of a number where 1 by sin x becomes equal to 0? No, right? So I have no solution over here. So now I'll jump to case number 2. Case number 2 is if cot x is less than 0. So cot x is negative. If cot x is negative, mod of cot x will be equal to minus cot x. So now my equation becomes minus cot x is equal to cot x plus 1 by sin x. So from here I'll get minus 2 cot x is equal to 1 by sin x. Let us write cot x as well in sin and cos, so it will be minus cos x upon sin x is sin x, right? So I can cancel out the sin x. So I'll get cos x is equal to minus half, right? Now cos x is equal to minus half and cot x is also negative. So cot x is negative, cos x is also negative. This will happen only in the second quadrant where cot and cos both are negative, right? Over here fourth cos will be positive, here cot will be positive, here both will be positive. So I know my x will belong to the second quadrant and cos x is equal to minus half. So cos x is equal to half will happen for 60 degrees. So minus half will happen for pi minus pi by 3. So pi minus 60 degrees, that is 2 pi by 3. So I have to find the angle, number of solution between 0 to 2 pi. There is only one solution, that is 2 pi by 3. Hence the answer for this particular question is 1. Right? So we have solved this question using modulus definition, that mod of x is positive, x when x is positive will be equal to minus x if x is negative. Let us move on to the next one. The number of integral values of k for which this equation has a solution, right? So now what is the equation? 3 sin x plus 4 cos x is equal to k plus 1. Now this equation should have a solution, right? I need to find out the value of k. Now if I look at the equation is 3 sin x plus cos x. And if you remember trigonometric ratios, right, we talked about a cos x plus b sin x, right? So whenever a function is given which is a cos x plus b sin x, a cos x plus minus b sin x, we know that a cos x plus minus b sin x, the maximum value of this would be under root of a square plus b square, right, and minimum value would be minus under root of a square plus b square, right. So a cos x plus minus b sin x will always lie between minus under root of a square plus b square and would be smaller than or equal to root of a square plus b square. So 3 sin x plus 4 cos x, right? So 3 sin x plus 4 cos x. I can find out the maximum and the minimum value for this. 9 plus 16. 9 plus 16. So this would be minus 5. 5. So I know 3 sin x plus 4 cos x will always lie between minus 5 to 5 no matter what x you put. Now left hand side I know is going from minus 5 to 5. What is the right hand side? Right hand side is k plus 1. Now let's say if k plus 1 becomes 10. So right hand side is 10, left hand side no matter what x you put will always vary between minus 5 to 5. So there is no more solution. Let's say if k plus 1 becomes a value between minus 5 and 5, let's say 2. So if this becomes 2, then this value will give you the answer between minus 5 to 5. So there will be some x for which this will give me a 2, right? So I can say if this equation will have a solution over here, then k plus 2 should lie in this particular interval. K plus 1, sorry. So k plus 1 should lie in this interval. Now you subtract 1, so you get minus 6, 4. I have to find out the integral values of k. So integral values would be minus 6, minus 5, minus 4 and so on till 3, 4. So how many values do we have? On the negative side I have 6, on the positive side I have 4, that makes 10 plus 0 in between. So 10 plus 1 is 11. So answer for this particular question would be, there are 11 values, 11 integral values of k for which this equation will have a solution. So now we can jump to the next problem. Now the next problem is root 3 cos square x plus root 3 minus 1 cos x plus 1 The number of solution of the given equation when x lies between 0 to pi by 2. So I have to find the number of solution in the first quadrant. Now if you observe this equation, everything is in cos, right? So half of my problem is done. So I can just put cos x is equal to t and nothing else. So if I put cos x is equal to t, this becomes root 3 t square is equal to root 3 minus 1 into t plus 1, right? So now we can rearrange this, root 3 t square minus root 3 minus 1 into t minus 1 is equal to 0. Right, so I got a quadratic in t, so I have to find the solution. There is no escape. So whatever the coefficients are, I will find the solution from this only, right? So now we'll split. Do not use the formula, right? There is something that I always, suggest to my students. If you have a quadratic, do not jump onto the formula. Try to check if you can split the middle term, right? Invest 5 seconds. If you're not being able to split the middle term, then you can use the formula. So over here, if I split the middle term now, my job would be done. If you use the formula, then it will consume time. Take root 3 t common. I will have t minus 1. 1 common, I have t minus 1, right? Now you can easily observe from this example, if instead of middle term splitting, if you have used the formula, then it would have costed you a plenty of time. So this is t is equal to 1 or minus 1 by root 3. What is t? T is cos x. Right? So x is between 0 to pi by 2. Can cos x be negative? No, because in first quadrant cos x can never be negative. Cos x is equal to 1. Yes, it can happen, but at x is equal to 0 only. Do we have a equality at x is equal to 0? Yes. So I have one solution. So what do we need to answer? We need to answer the number of solution. So my answer would be 1. One silly mistake that kids do inside the examination, they don't check the number of solution or the solution. Sometimes in such example, right, you got x is equal to 0, then kids mark 0, right, whereas the answer has to be the 1 because the question is number of solutions. Alright, so in such cases you tend to do mistakes. After solving everything, we get minus 1. If there are more than one solution, in that case you will not do mistake, because if there are more solution, if there is a number, it has to be either the number of solution or the sum or something, not all these solutions together, right? But if the solution is only 1 in this case, right, then there is a possibility you will mark 0 as the answer instead of 1. So now we move on to the next example, right? What is the next example over here? Cos raised to power 4 theta plus sin raised to power 4 theta plus lambda is equal to 0 has a real solution for theta, then lambda lies in the interval. Okay, ठीक है. So अभी यहाँ पे देखो क्या है, अपन ने पहले भी देखा था cos raised to power 4 theta plus sin raised to power 4 theta, a square plus b square वाला फॉर्म जैसा कुछ दिख रहा है. So I can write this as cos raised to power 4 theta plus sin raised to power 4 theta. That is, first simplify this, then after we'll take care of lambda. So this is sin square theta plus cos square theta whole square minus 2 sin square theta cos square theta, right? Cos raised to power 4 theta plus sin raised to power 4 theta would be this. Now this is 1, so 1 square is 1 minus 2 sin square theta cos square theta. So I have to find out the value for lambda, right? So let us first find out this interval. So I have 1 minus, multiply by 2, so it becomes sin 2 theta whole square, right? So sin theta cos theta, I have combined them, so I got sin square 2 theta. So this is my equation number 1. Now the question is sin raised to power 4 theta plus cos raised to power 4 theta plus lambda is equal to 0. So from here I can say, I am just rearranging the first two terms. This is equal to minus lambda, right? So I have to find the maxima and the minimum value of this. So if minus lambda lies between the maximum and the minimum value of this, then I will have a solution, right? So what is the maximum and the minimum value for this? Then I have to find the maximum and the minimum value for this. For this I can calculate. See, sine of square of 2 theta will always lie between 0 to 1, right? Because sine of an angle lies between -1 to 1. Sine square of that angle, right, will always lie between 0 to 1. So I got the value of sine square 2 theta. Then I will divide this by half, or multiply it by half, divide by 2. So you divide by 2. Now I will multiply with minus. The moment you multiply with minus, the sign of an equation will change. Right? Now I will add 1. I am trying to generate this over here. Adding 1. So I know this value will always be larger than half and less than equal to 1. So I know minus lambda should also lie between this interval. If minus lambda lies between this interval, then I will have a solution. So from here I can say minus lambda should be larger than equal to half, should be less than equal to 1. Multiply with minus, your sign of inequality will change. So lambda lies between -1 to -half close bracket. Where do I see -1 to -half close bracket? The answer is B. Right? So this is how we can solve such kind of trigonometric equation questions inside the examination hall, right? And I will reiterate my statement, right? I have solved so many examples of trigonometric equations, right? Nowhere I have used sin A is equal to sin B, those formulas, right? That we memorize in trigonometric equation. Trust me, guys, without those formulas also you can calculate the number of solution, number of roots and other stuff. For example, I'll give you an example. Right, let's say I'll use the space over here. Now, listen to me carefully. Let's say if somebody says sin theta is equal to 1 by 2, right? Find the angles. So, how do I find the answer? Sin theta is 1 by 2. So, sin is positive. Where the sign would be positive? First and the second quadrant. First quadrant, the angle would be what? 30 degrees. Second quadrant, the angle would be what? Pi minus 30 degrees. So, I got 30 degrees, pi minus 30 degrees, right? Now, one cycle is done. Now, again another cycle, I will have the solution, and I know every trigonometric ratio is periodic with 2 pi, right? So, I can add 2n pi over here, and I can add. Now, these are my solutions: 2n pi plus 30 degrees, 2n pi plus 150 degrees. Now, you put the different values of n over here, you will get all these solutions. Among the options, just check which of the following option matches with your answer, right? Now, you can see over here, I have not used any formula which is sin A is equal to sin B when A is equal to n pi plus minus 1 raised to power n b, right? So, I am not using it. I am just using the basic concept. Trust me, stay with the basic, right? You will find maths more comfortable and more entertaining. Now, we move on to the next example. So, what is the example? Let S be the set of all alpha belongs to R such that cos 2x plus alpha sin x equal to 2 alpha minus 7 has a solution, then S is equal to, okay. So, now remember my logic, right? मैंने क्या बोला था? ट्रिग्नोमेट्री सेम करो, अगर वो सेम हो गई है या फिर नहीं हो पा रही है और तो एंगल सेम करो. अभी मुझे cos 2x दिख रहा है वहाँ पे, राइट, और यहाँ पे sin x दिख रहा है, तो मैं इसको साइन में लेके जाऊँगा और मैं इसको लिखूँगा 1 माइनस 2 साइन स्क्वायर एक्स. नाउ यू सी आई हैव एवरीथिंग इन साइन एक्स ओनली. थोड़ा सा इसको रीअरेंज करते हैं. सो 2 साइन स्क्वायर एक्स माइनस अल्फा साइन एक्स प्लस 2 अल्फा minus 8 is equal to 0, right? I have taken these terms on the right hand side. So, minus 2 sin square x goes over there, becomes 2 sin square x. This becomes minus alpha sin x. This is 2 alpha minus 7, 1 goes over there, becomes minus 1, so it will be minus 8, right? So, from here we can pair these two and pair these two, right? Alpha alpha, try to pair alpha. So I'll have 2 common, sine square x minus 4. If I take minus alpha common, I have sin x minus 2. Now try to observe over here. This is sin square x minus 4, so a square minus b square. So I can take sin x minus 2 common. So if I take sin x minus 2 common from here, I will have 2 into sin x plus 2 minus alpha. This is equal to 0. Right, divide by 2. Right, so that's the coefficient of sin x becomes 1. Right, so if you don't divide by 2, then also it is okay. So now the product of these two bracket is 0. So either this is 0, but if this is 0, sin x becomes 2, which is not possible. So I know this can never be equal to 0, so this has to be 0. So from here, I can say sin x plus 2 is equal to alpha by 2. What do I have to find? I have to find the SPG set of all alpha belongs to R such that the equation has a solution, right? Okay. So now, if this equation has a solution, look at the left hand side. Left hand side is sin x plus 2. Now what will be sin x plus 2? Sin x goes from minus 1 to 1, right? So sin x plus 2 will go from maximum, it will go till 3, minimum it would be 1, right? So left hand side is moving between 1 and 3. So right hand side should also go between 1 and 3. So I know alpha by 2 will lie between 1 and 3. Multiply with 2. So alpha will lie between 2 to 6. So now over here, where do I see 2 to 6? Option number D is the correct answer. Right. So with this, we have come to an end of all the problems of trigonometric equations. Right. So before we move on, let us talk about the rapid revision rankers program. Now the master classes which I discussed at the beginning of this particular workshop, those lectures are for everybody, no matter in what class, what JEE you are preparing for. But these rapid revision rankers module, this is only for students who are preparing for JEE 2022. Now what does this rankers, rapid revision rankers, right? We normally call it RRR batch, right? So RRR बैच की कहानी क्या है? RRR बैच है उन बच्चों के लिए जो इस साल जेई लिखने वाले हैं, जो अभी जून में मेंस लिखेंगे और अगस्त में जाके एडवांस लिखेंगे. उन बच्चों के लिए वी आर हैविंग द लाइव क्लासेस, नॉट ऑन द यूट्यूब, राइट, नॉट ऑन द मास्टर क्लास जो वेबसाइट वाला बताया. दिस इज ऑन आवर पोर्टल, राइट. सो इस पोर्टल पे हम लाइव क्लासेस करते हैं जहाँ पे हमारे जो टॉप के एजुकेटर्स हैं, दे टीच यू ऑल दोज कंसेप्ट्स, टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स विच आर रिक्वायर्ड टू स्कोर 100 percentile or 99 above percentile in JEE Mains or scoring a top rank in IIT JEE or JEE Advanced exam. So वो सारे concept, formulas, list, assignment, question, whatever is required for you to have a very good rank and a very good percentile, that is what we do in these classes, right? Apart from those classes, you get a self-learn video. Self-learn videos are the pre-recorded videos of the faculties that you can watch. This is different from the live class. Live class में it's a live class, right? जैसे अभी यहाँ पे मैं live कर रहा हूँ, वैसे वहाँ पे भी हम live करेंगे. Self-learn videos. Next is the self-learn flashcards. Flashcards are good, right, for your memory, right? जैसे अपन को बहुत सारी चीज़ें होती है, P block, D block, right, metallurgy, maths के formulae, physics के formulae. तो flashcards helps you in memorizing all those properties, concepts and theory. Next is the practice. So you have different set of practice. You have a daily practice test. Sorry guys. So you have a daily practice test. You have a RAPT where all the top students across the nation would be fighting for a very good rank, right? So if you are writing this particular test, which is known as RAPT, right, you are competing with the best brains across the nation. तो एग्जाम से पहले हमें ये मालूम चलता है उन टॉप के स्टूडेंट्स के साथ में where do we stand, right? So with this, we come to the next slide. Next slide, I have been telling you that most of you are on the group itself. It's a Telegram group, Infinity Learn JEE, where we share the assignments, the notes and the updates about these YouTube workshop that we are doing every day, whether it's maths, physics or chemistry, right? So at the end, guys, thank you so much for listening to me. I hope you have understood the questions and the pattern in which you have to solve the problems in JEE, right? So I hope you have learned, I hope you have enjoyed, right, the session, and I hope you have uplifted your concepts. So tomorrow, right, I will be meeting you once again with another concept. Till then, have a nice day and a nice evening.